back to the grind. So what you wanna do? A word from the bishop. Top of the week, I'll bring you through. It's Make It Monday. Time to make it do what it do. Encouragement in the cup. So here's to me and here's to you.
Rise and shine, back to the grind. So what you wanna do? A word from the bishop. Top of the week, I'll bring you through. It's Make It Monday. Time to make it do what it do. Encouragement.
Monday, I'm Dr. Monday. We're the best part of waking up. Is my encouragement in your cup. Anyway, I'm Bishop TKG the third. Welcome to Make It Monday. Let's go. I have 4 gentle guides to help you have a giving week. I want you to be giving all week long. Shana mama, Shaka Zulu, Shaka Khan, and Shonda Rhimes on that. What we're going to do is we are going to have 4 gentle guides that will facilitate you having a giving week. But before we do that, holla at me, let me know what's in your cup, and let's moil through these current events. All right, coronavirus, she is in these streets. But she's wearing a mask. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. She's wearing a mask so you can't recognize her. But she's still out here in these streets. All right. Most adults in the U.S. have received at least 1 dose of the coronavirus vaccine. And many say their lives are at least somewhat back to normal. But their lives is back to normal before they received that dose. So I don't know who they're fooling. But that's what's on the paper, so I had to read it. All right, the average national vaccine rate has gone back up to above a million shots a day. After falling underneath that threshold last week, we are back. People getting their shots. People probably took off because Memorial Day. Doesn't seem like that would be the time to take off, but who am I? You know, I'm not going to get my shot so that I can go infect people over the holiday. This seems weird, but, you know, you got to do what you got to do. All right. Only 13 states, including PA, have reached Biden's goal of being 70% vaccinated with at least 1 dose. 70% vaccinated with at least 1 dose by July 4th. And those that are behind are vulnerable to corona wearing that mask. She's wearing that mask, got her sneakers on, out in these streets. Don't be fooled. Keep wearing your mask. Voting rights. Voting rights. Democratic Senator Joe Manchin. Yeah, he's like Democratic and Republican. He's a Democrat or Republican. I don't know. Senator Joe Manchin says he plans to vote against the sweeping voting rights bill called For the People Act. For the People Act. What is the For the People Act? You want to know? I'm glad you asked. I'm going to tell you. It is a bill to expand voting rights, change campaign finance laws to reduce the influence of money in politics, limiting partisan gerrymandering, and create new ethical rules for federal office holders. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. Think about it. But Joe doesn't know me, so if y'all, anybody that know the words to get to Joe, tell him to think about it. All right. Anyway, he also remains, Joe also remains opposed to getting rid of the filibuster, which presents a major roadblock for President Biden. He's like, no, we're going to filibuster everything. It's like, no, Joe probably don't really care. He's not like for it, but he's not against it. And some of y'all don't know what a filibuster is, but hey, I use these words because this is a word show, so look up the word filibuster. And 4 of y'all said, no, thank you. Gotcha. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Through the filibuster, Republicans can hold up many of Biden's legislative priorities despite not having a majority in the Senate. So it's like a vehicle that they use to spend time stopping stuff from going through. You're welcome. Elder Avon says that all the time in her sarcastic voice. You're welcome. So I just, in the words of Elder Avon, you're welcome. All right. Gun violence. What is we shooting about in the pandemic? Can I stop and ask, what is we shooting about? You know what? I got a joke for that. But anyway, before I get to my joke, gun violence. What are we shooting about? I don't know. The United States has experienced another deadly weekend of shootings as the nation emerges from restrictions from a pandemic. In Chicago, let's Chi-Town. Y'all like the show The Chi? I love The Chi. Anyway, that's moving on. At least 5 people were killed and 40 others wounded during 5 gun violent incidents. It's almost like I didn't read it. So far, no one is in custody. That is a shame. Philadelphia, Salt Lake City, and Indianapolis also have reported fatal shootings over the weekend, while a shooting in New Orleans yesterday morning left 8 people injured. More than 8,400 people have died in reference to gun violence this year. Why is we so angry? What is you angry about? And why do you need a gun? Whatever happened to a fair one? All right, Simone Biles. Let's move to sport. Simone Biles proved once again that she is the GOAT. She got this outfit. Y'all see the outfit. Y'all check it out. It got all this stuff in it. And in the outfit is a little picture of a goat. She is the GOAT, and she got the GOAT in her clothes. Do you know how much you the GOAT when you get the GOAT in your clothes? All right, anyway. Taking her home record 7 national women's all-around title in the lead up to the Tokyo Olympics. Are you with me? This 24-year-old woman could win competitions without all the stuff she does. But she does mind-boggling feats. They are tour de force. They are eclat. They are spectacle. They are incandescent. They just decent. And she has so many daredevil tricks. They have named some of the tricks after. Now she has 4 skills officially named after her. The Biles. She doing her own stuff. If you do it, you got to call her by her name. She's the GOAT. Just telling you, let's celebrate her. So let's move on. Let's see. We want to talk from the theme, it's not about you. It's not about you. I know you like to think it's about you, but I wanted to be really Christian-y and really giving this week. I thought that we could make a difference. We could all come together across the world and sing Kumbaya, make this world a better place. And I wish I knew the words to the song. Anybody know the words of the song? Let's make this world a better place. No, none of y'all know the words? Aww. They don't even know the word I'm talking about. Any of y'all out there know the words of the song? Nobody? All right, anyway. No? All right, so let's move on. It's getting kind of crazy. All right, but it is a real song. Let's make this world a better place. Anyway, 4 gentle guides to facilitate a giving week. You giving all week long. So our word is altruism. Altruism. It's a noun. Altruism. It means unselfish regard or devotion to the welfare of others. Unselfish regard or devotion to the welfare of others. It also means the belief in or practice of disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others. Now, when you say disinterested, you might think, what? That doesn't make any sense. Because disinterested means I'm not interested. But disinterested means more than that. It can mean being selfless. Are you with me? So this week you're supposed to be selfless and be devoted to helping other people. And I want you to be selfless. So I was thinking, and I was trying to come up with jokes that didn't have no cuss words in them because I'm a bishop and I don't do that. And so therefore I was thinking a selfless joke because one of the things I always teach my preachers is you got to preach the occasion. So I was thinking about this selfless joke, and it was this man, right? So this man went to heaven, and when he got to heaven, he was trying to get in, and Gabriel wouldn't let him in, and he was like, well, where's Jesus? And Gabriel was like, well, Jesus is busy. because he helping the little kids. Remember he says, suffer all the kids to come unto me. So Jesus is helping the little kids. And so Gabriel said, I don't know about you, dude. And the dude was like, well, who is you? He said, I'm Gabriel. You don't recognize? He said, no, not really. So Gabriel said, why should I let you in? So the dude said, I'm saved. I asked Jesus Christ to come into my heart. What you think about that? And Gabriel said, well, we've been watching you up here and kind of shaky. So he said, well, what do you mean? You go get Jesus. He said, I told you, Jesus is busy. So he's kind of shaky. So Gabriel said, tell me one selfless thing that you did that would really make me know that you accepted Jesus in your heart. Just give me one that's going to move me. And all the angels came around and they sat down and listened to what the guy said. He said, well, I was walking down the street and this lady was arguing with her son. And her son was getting tired of her arguing and she was telling him, and he said, hey, F you, Mom, you ain't got to talk to me like that, this, that, and that. And he said the lady, her hair went up on her head and she went to grab something and hurt her son. And he said, I stepped in front of the boy and said, you will not do that. And that lady, she took off her jacket and she was like, look, that's my boy. I brought him in this world and I will put him out. You about to get out my way. And he said, look, we're going to handle this like adults and you are not going to touch him. And if you do, then it's going to be on and popping. And that's all I remember. And so Gabriel said, and all the angels looked and said, well, when did that happen? And he said, the best of my knowledge is about 45 seconds ago. And they said, oh, well, Jesus do work with babies and fools. Come on in. That's the best I can do off the top of my head. All right, anyway, altruism. So we're not going to be that unselfish, not going to be that devoted to others, but we're going to be selfless and devoted to others this week. Anyway, altruism. God is altruistic. That's point number one. God is altruistic. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. See, you was acting ratchet. I was acting ratchet. Everybody's acting ratchet. But Jesus came because God sent him because he's altruistic. Didn't matter what we was doing. He loved us. It is the love of God making payment to the justice of God. John 15:13. Greater love has no one than this, that a man would lay down his life for his friends. All right. There you go. God is altruistic. Romans 5:8. But God shows his love for us, that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Everything I said, God is altruistic. Number two, God wants you to be altruistic. Not get to heaven faster altruistic, but be altruistic. All right. Philippians 2:4. Let each one look not to his own interests, but also to the interests of others. You're going to be given this week. You're going to look out for other people. Psalms 119, verse 36. Incline my heart to your testimonies and not to my selfish gain. So you're not going to be thinking about your own selfish gain. You're going to be looking out for others. So the question is, how do I demonstrate my altruism? How do I demonstrate my altruisms? 1 Timothy, did I say altruisms? I put an S on it. Just forget that. Take the S off. 1 Timothy 6:17 through 19. As for the rich, all of y'all that's paid and got money, as for the rich in this present age, charge them not to be haughty or prideful, nor to set their hopes on uncertain riches, but on God. Think about God, who richly provides everything for us to enjoy. They are to do good. You got to do something good for somebody this week. To be rich in good works. Whole lot of good things this week. To be generous and ready to share. That's right. You got to come up off some money. Thus storing up treasure for themselves as a good foundation for the future, so that they may take hold of eternal life. Be good this week. It's going to help you in the future. That's all God is saying. Bless people now. He going to remember it later when you need it. All right. Altruism. Galatians 2:20. How we going to do it? I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who lives, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. So when you get ready to do what you feel like doing and say what you feel like saying and act the way you feel like acting, you go back to the little bracelet they used to wear. What would Jesus do? That's what you go back to. No, they don't wear it that much no more. Times have changed. People don't care what Jesus would do. But hey, for us, the minority of us that still care, think about that. Be altruistic. Then what happens when I refuse to be altruistic? You end up like the guy in my joke. No, that's not it. All right, but James 3:16, for where there is jealousy and selfish ambition exists, there will be disorder in every vile practice. You end up in bad situations. I don't want to say none of them because then you might think I spoke that into your life. So I'm not going to say it, but you kind of know what it's like when you end up in bad situations. Matthew chapter 25:40. And the king will answer them, truly I say unto you, king is talking about Jesus, just in case you didn't know. This is like a Christian word show. Anyway, and the king will answer them, truly I say unto you, as it's like a Christian word comedy show. All right, let's try this verse one more time. And the king will answer them, truly I say, but now I said to you the last time that God laughs. So this is a Christian word comedy worship show where we laugh because God laughs, guffaw. All right. And the king will answer them truly. For all of y'all that don't know guffaw, that was last week's word if you're a new listener. And the king will answer them. Did I tell you the king was Jesus? And the king will answer them, truly I say to you, as you did it to one of the least of these brothers, you did it unto me. So if you're selfish to other people, you're selfish to Jesus. Now, do you want to be the one who gets to heaven and Gabriel does like this to you? Because you were selfish to Jesus? Do you want to be that guy? Do you want to be that girl? All right. So don't be selfish. Be altruistic this week. All right. Now, so in the theme of that, and with the grace that's on me for that, I'm going to offer you these socks. And I'm going to be very, I can't even say the word when I got these socks in my hand. Altruistic, I feel something happening because I'm supposed to practice what I preach. These are heavenly socks though. And so I'm going to offer you these socks for the very best price for the next 3 minutes. You can get these socks for $11. You know what? I don't even know if I sell these socks for $11 if my wife will cook me shrimp tonight because she might feel like I'm taking money out her mouth, money out her pocket. But I'm going to wish for shrimp while I sell you these socks. Anyway, this cup is $10 and this cup is $12 on my live. So y'all on my live, if you're going to be on my live, buy my products. Don't be on my, no, but you can stay on my live and not buy my products. It just means that you're not altruistic. But all right, $24.50, $24.50, a whole 50 cent off, and you get something on the back. $24.50. Altruism is going crazy, like Crazy Eddie's. Crazy Dr. Monday. $24.50. $24.50 for this one, and if you get something on the back, $29.50. $29.50. Shout out to Alpha Phi Alpha. $29.50. Altruism going crazy till 3:30. And then finally, you know, the black and silver, $24.50 with nothing on it, and $29.50 if you get something on the back till 3:30. It's on and popping. Be altruistic, give, and it shall come back to you. Pressed down, shaking together, running over. You're the greatest. You're flawsome. Don't let your salvation be like this. Gabriel's watching.
It's Monday mornings, Aiden busy trying to throw you off track. Be numb to his thoughts, suggestion, and all his mental attacks.
You're overworked, underpaid, and your life's full of lack.
Well, that's persona non grata, so you can miss me with that. Bishop Grant's on point, but wisdom, a verse, or a quote.